Hi, guys. Welcome. Welcome to another ramble. I hope you are having a beautiful day as always. And I hope you're taking time to be present in the moment. Today's reminder of the day is going to be I do not chase, I attract. I do not chase, I attract. Say it with me. I do not chase, I attract. What does that mean? Have you heard this before? I know I heard this saying before over and over when I was younger, and I was just like, okay, I hear the words, I understand what they mean, but I am not ap- applying, you know? And that's what I think happens is especially truth seekers or like people who are on the spiritual path and we are trying to know thyself, we have a tendency to like voraciously consume information from external sources. I know I did. I would like read all these books and I'd ask all these questions and I'd attend all these meditation retreats and I would consult, all these external things outside of me, and I would, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I got like gems here and there, but I wasn't applying it. There's a difference between hearing something, knowing something, applying something. And I think a lot of people stop at, oh, yeah, I know that. I've heard that before. I know. Are you applying it though? Yeah, because that's when I want to say you really start applying and building and moving into more authentic spaces of yourself, you know? Yeah, it's kind of like this is a really stupid analogy, but say you want to build a house and you've consulted external things outside of yourself, whether it be contractors or other carpenters or electricians and plumbers, and you've read and you've seen all the videos and you've acquired all the tools, but then you're just kind of like sitting. Like the house ain't gonna build itself. You need to apply all the knowledge, all the tools, all the skill sets, and start like actively putting forth the energy to create that, you know? So going back to I do not chase, I attract. I want to say for most of my life, and maybe you can relate to this, I certainly knew and understood what that meant, but I wasn't applying it. Yeah, I was chasing um, a lot of things, honestly, and we shouldn't shame ourselves because we didn't know any better. I feel like sometimes, we learn things by experimenting. We learn things through, yeah, like trial and error, You're just kind of like out there, like making all these reckless choices and decisions so that you can know what you like and what you don't like. And one of my most reckless and most self sabotaging things that I would do, and this sounds pretty paradoxical, honestly, I was addicted to helping others. I know that sounds really. What do you mean you're addicted to helping others, and how can that be? How can that be bad? Think about it. Recovering people pleasers. Think about it. Take a step back and just think about that. Just ponder. Just take a moment to ponder. And why is that unhealthy? And why is that a form of self sabotage? Well, first of all, I was doing it because let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. We wanted to feel wanted. We wanted to feel needed. We wanted to hopefully gain acceptance and love through helping others. being of service, you know? And it certainly is addicting, you know, when you get little like momentary morsels of gratitude. And then, you know, it's just like then people start, you know, taking advantage of that because they know that's your nature, right? But is it really your nature, or are you operating from an identity that you've created for yourself in order to get the external love, care, attention, validation that you obviously weren't given to yourself, you know? And if you think about it, that's chasing, you know? Like I'm gonna show you what I used to do. Like say Sally, Harry, Billy, and Joe needed help. I would literally put my needs last and say I needed a day of rest to recuperate. But I would put myself aside, put myself on the back burner, and then I would go and help all these people, help them. And a lot of times, like, yeah, you know, they might return the favor, they might not. In most cases, I want to say I align myself with opportunists, you know, but that was the universe's way of helping me to learn my lessons, you know, because if you are of service and a people pleaser towards other people pleasers, you know, that is actually quite gratifying because you guys are, you know, reciprocating and returning the energy to each other. But when you are a people pleaser and you are addicted to helping others, you know, a lot of times you're like fragmenting yourself out this way, but nothing is coming back. And opportunists know. They know. They're like, oh, this person is really naive and gullible, and she's the gift that keeps on giving. So let me keep taking. You know. I mean, I didn't realize that until I got a huge wake up call in 2023. Yes, amen, and thanks for wake up calls. Because if you don't get the wake up calls, you just keep recycling patterns. You know, just keep going and recycling in that hamster wheel of unhealthy habits, behaviors, patterns, cycles, relationships, addictions, you name it, you know. Um, yeah, so now I know I've been rambling on for 7 minutes, but I'm going to get to the point. I've learned through all of these life experiences that I was chasing. And anytime you're chasing something that's running away from you, I mean, obviously it doesn't want to be caught. Just stop chasing it, guys. Just stop chasing. You know, control, impulse control, impulse control. You know, self-regulation. You know, and stop chasing. A lot of times now, I just literally will just kind of like chill. I chill. I want to say 80 to 85% of the time, I'm chilling. And I don't chase. Like, I don't necessarily go out of my way to erratically help people. I just kind of allow things to be, you know, and if something is meant for me, it comes my way. Minimal effort. Didn't have to do anything. And I also noticed that, like, when I, you know, back in the day, back in the day, when I was, you know, apt to chasing and yeah, just chasing it. Let me help you. Let me help you. And oh, this isn't working out, but let me try harder. Let me try harder. Things would fall apart because you were like chasing an illusion. You were chasing ego gratification. You were chasing, I want to say, gratifying the the identity you had created for yourself. You know, yeah. So those things are meant to fall apart. And it's really funny. So the place that I work at, um, there are items for sale there, and sometimes the customers, I can tell, like the grounded customers, you know, the ones that have been doing the inner work versus the ones that are still really enmeshed in the material realm, in the 3D, in the ego self. I can tell the difference because, like, the ego self person will freak out. Like, oh my God, can you hold this for me? Or like, oh my God, can you see if like another store has it? Is it available for sale? Can you hold it for me? You know. hmm And then the one that is more like, I want to say, healed and has learned how to, just kind of attract versus chase. They just kind of like, well, if I come back tomorrow and it's still here, I'll get it. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, it's not. No big deal. There's a sort of like ease and grace and acceptance and surrender and like patience when you flow in that flow. But when you're like in the other end of that spectrum, you're in fear. You're like, oh, I need to have that. I need to have that. Like, can you figure out how I can have that? Like, can you hold it? Can you like check other stars, see if they have it? Oh my God, I'm so afraid. I need to have this material item in order to feel a sense of relief and gratification. And I'm like, yeah, I used to do that. And the reason I showcase those attitudes to you, sometimes it's easier to see it, you know? Like somebody who's in fear, like, oh my God, I need it. Come on, I need my fix. Give me it, versus like, oh, well, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And if it's not, then that's okay too. See the difference? It's like, do you want to operate from this space, which is obviously chaotic, or do you want to operate from this space, which is peaceful, which is flow, which is, just, I don't know, trusting in the divine orchestration of things instead of trying to control it, you know? Anyways, I've been talking for almost 12 minutes. If you learned something from this video, cool. If you didn't, that's cool too. Thank you for stopping by. Take good care of yourself. And until next time, be well. Blessings to one and all. Amen.